Here we are for another episode of Only in the Black Folks Session, where we discuss things that happen through us and to us. Last Saturday afternoon, I was sitting around a bunch of niggas, playing spades, laughing and joking and having a good time. Young man had came up, joined our little circle, and we hadn't seen him in a long time. Hey man, where you been? Everybody said. It's like, man, I've been in New York, man. I done graduated from college. Roomed up with some dudes I went to college with, and we working for an advertising agency. Everybody was like, that's good, man. That's real good, man. Like, yeah, man. So the only thing I hate about New York, he said, was a stop and frisk. He's like, a stop and frisk. Like, yeah, man. Just last week, I was coming home from work, and I was trying to hook up with this girl. Say, when he was trying to get to the alleyway to go home, police had stopped him. Say he was just getting off work, so he dressed in his shirt and tie, slacks, casual. You could tell he was just getting off work. He wasn't up to nothing negative or anything of that nature. But, of course, you know, he being black, he's targeted. So they stopped and frisked him and gave him an extra long harassing. Said his phone was going off at the same time as the girl calling. Police trying to assume, laughing and joking, assuming it was a drug transaction. Asked her to answer the phone. He was like, no. Anyway, to make a long story short, he said he detained him, delayed him. He was angry, a little upset, but still glad to get away from the situation unscathed. So, we was like, man, we can relate to that. Things like that happen everywhere in the world, especially to us. All down here, and was trying to tell them about some stories that had been happening to us over the years. So as we playing, reminiscing, getting to know each other all over again, somebody was like, man, you know what? Hey, that's just how things go when it comes to us. What can we do about it? Then someone out of nowhere, you know, they was laughing and joking about it, really trying to make a joke about the situation. Say, you know what we need? We need a daggone app that we can hook to our car when the police pull us over, or on our telephones, and we can press a button and it go live to the internet. That way everybody can see what's happening live when it happens. A young man that worked for the advertising agency, he scratched his chin. He said, you know what, that's not a bad idea. Said, hold on, fellas, I'm about to make a phone call. He walked away. He was making his phone call. I was even overhearing the conversation. It sounded like he was talking to the guys, somebody back in New York. So he was asking him what he thought when he got back to the discussion. So when he joined our circle again, got back from the discussion over the telephone with the people from New York that he knew, he was explaining to them that they was going to go in when they get back and try to work on an idea to present to one of their bosses, the guys that was over them, and see if they couldn't get something started on this invention, because he thought it was a great idea. Put live stream on the internet so you can see what happens in most stop and frisk situations, in your car, and even if you got a phone, it's just protection. You know, it's amazing how you can just sit around and just get together and just talk about things, discuss things amongst each other. The unity. And even though we were just having a good time, laughing and joking, you know, you never know what can happen. Good things can come out of that situation. So we just sitting there discussing, stopping and frisking, and a brother telling us what's going on in New York with him. And all of a sudden you come up with an idea that could possibly go mainstream. I mean, I think it would be good. You got all these Apple phones, the iPhone. You got every other kind of invention, a navigation system in the car. Why not this? Why not somebody come up with an app that you can put in your car, filming live stops going directly to the internet? That would surely, I'm sure, it would cut down on a lot of unnecessary police brutality, unnecessary police harassment. I thought that was an excellent idea. Coming out of the Black Folks Session, and only in the Black Folks Session.